Hello, and welcome to Morning Mindset. We are in Tarot Day today, or Oracle Card Day, where we are going to be reading 3 cards to see what messages come up for you guys. I'm super excited about today. So this is the final session this week. We have been covering virtual assistant finance all week inside these little morning mindset sessions. So don't forget to check back on those if you haven't already. And as always, we are here for virtual assistants around the world to help and support them through their businesses and to create amazing businesses and lifestyles. So as I'm sitting here, I'm shuffling these cards to be able to do these readings for you, and we will begin to get started. So as always, if you're new here, there we go, thank you. If you're new here, we pull out 3 cards every Thursday, and you get the opportunity to choose 1, 2, or 3, whatever is resonating with you, or there may be actually more than one card that could be resonating with you at this point. So that's absolutely fine too. Just this is a collective reading, virtual co-working space, so take what resonates, leave the rest. Welcome, Anna. Good morning. We're just pulling our second card for now. Oh. Somebody needs to know something. I am going to take these. Okay, we'll see. There's other things coming up here that I wasn't expecting, but we'll run with it. There was one card that really wanted to come out on the finance level. I think I'm probably going to leave it at that. But just give me 1 second to see if there's anything else that needs to come out. Excuse me, because I am absolutely melting here in Egypt in my little cloffice, because I have shut the door because my dog loves to bark. This wants to come out now. Okay, so let's get started with today's reading. Thank you so much for being here. If you're here or watching the replay, the first card we have for you, if you chose number 1, it's got to be a number whichever is resonating with you. If number 1 was the 1 or one of your numbers, the message for you is, I am allowed to change my mind. Somebody here has made a decision and is feeling resistance to it, and I am getting the impression it's not, you've made a decision, but it's not for the right reasons. Okay, so when we make a decision and it's not for the right reasons, it tends to leave us with a little bit of an icky feeling, like I don't really want to do this, and there's some other reason that you've made this decision. Maybe you've got the feeling like you will have more validation or approval if you take this decision. I kind of get the feeling like, if your parents all your life have wanted you to become a doctor, and then suddenly you decide that you want to become an artist, which is so far from where their aspirations were, and then suddenly you decide to become a doctor instead of an artist. You've not followed your passion. That's making the decision for the wrong reasons. That's a people-pleasing decision. So the thing that says I'm allowed to change my mind, it very much feels like you've made a decision for the wrong reasons, but it's not too late to go back. It's not too late to change your mind and go back and say, well, actually, this wasn't right for me, and I have to put myself first and do something that's going to fill my own cup. Then for the number 2 card, we actually ended up with 4, and it's really interesting. This is interesting because 2 cards popped out and another 2 cards popped out for 2. So I'm getting a feeling like if somebody is hearing or seeing a lot of 222s, or seeing the number sequence 222, or getting a lot of 2s, this one is definitely for you. So it could be, these are isolated messages. Take what resonates with you, leave the rest. But we have love and shine here. Okay, so somebody needs to begin to step into the spotlight. There is Let's say, for example, if you've been trying to start a business or trying to grow a business and you've been doing it within your own comfort zone. And I'm going to say within your own comfort zones, like hiding behind something. You know, I'm so used to this because as a virtual assistant, a lot of us are most of the time hiding behind our screens. We are not out in the world, you know, we are inside an office or working, you know, behind a desk or behind a screen, even when we are in public places. And even if I do go to a beach cafe or, you know, like when I go to work from a bar or somewhere else, I'm still behind my screen. I'm a complete introvert and I like to be behind my screen. It gives me my comfort zone. But these cards are saying you have to step outside of your comfort zone if you're really going to pursue your passions. Love, may you dive deep into your passions. So this is about if you're really going to pursue the goal, you have to step out and shine and be front and center in front of the world in order to achieve it. So that's your message. And don't be afraid to shine. Don't be afraid to be in the spotlight. Don't be afraid to be in the public eye. You have something amazing and wonderful to share. The only way you're going to do that is let your voice be heard. And then second, we have present and pause. You see the energy around these cards is a much calmer one. This one is very much about vibrancy and color and, you know, uplifting and warm. And here we have cooler, calmer, you know, it's kind of like that feeling of taking a step back and observing. So we have pause, may moments of calm sustain you, and present, may you sense each shiver of the surf. Okay, so present means in the moment, living in the moment, and pause is also of a very similar grouping. It's about taking a moment, pausing, staying in the moment, looking around at you. And I feel this needs to be an observation exercise. I think there is a moment here where you're feeling, I'm not where I really want to be. There's something within me that's telling me I'm not quite in the right place. But you have not actually taken the time to sit back and think about what that is. You know, either you know where you need to be going and you're not taking the steps to get there, so why is that? Or alternatively, you've not got enough clarity on where you're going, so you're in this stuck cycle because you haven't given so much thought to where do I want to be? What do I want this to look like? How do I want my life to look like? You've not invested in that enough to get to where you need to be. So the universe is telling you, like, hang on a minute, wait a second. If I am going to bring you your manifestations, I need to know exactly what they're going to look like. Otherwise, you're not going to know when I've delivered them. You know, it's kind of like when you want to manifest, you know, like a car, for example, and you don't really give a lot of thought into what type of car you want and what color you want it and things like that. So, you know, imagine if you say, oh, I want to manifest a car, like I want a new car. Okay, well, that could be a new to you car. So what make is it? What model is it? You know, what color is it? So if you say to yourself, I want to manifest a car and that's what I want to get and that's where I want to be, you know, you haven't put the thought and clarity into it. You can literally have an old banger delivered to you, you know, that it's like 1,000,000 years old and the windows don't wind down and, you know, everything's broken inside, and that's your new car because it's new to you. Okay, so be really specific. I want a 4x4 Jeep, 2024 model in white with a beige leather interior and things like that. Be specific. This is what is telling you. Just stop a second because you've not thought about the end result enough. You've not got there yet. Okay. Card number 3, which actually is 2 cards. Again, we're coming up with these 2s. So really pay attention. If you're seeing numbers 2222, this is definitely going to resonate with you, this reading. So what popped out to me initially before this call was my every story is attracting my vibrational match. So be very, very careful about your stories. Every thought that you think is vibrating at a personal frequency. And by the powerful law of attraction, the essence of that which is like unto itself is drawn. That thought is now attracting another thought that is in its vibrational match. And now those combined thoughts are vibrating. I will translate this for you, by the way, at a frequency that is higher than the thought that came before. So then they will now, by the law of attraction, attract another and another and another, until eventually the thoughts will be powerful enough to attract a real life situation as a manifestation. So again, this is about be careful what you wish for and be careful what you think about, because everything you think is attracting the next thing, and the next thing is going to be whatever you're thinking about, but it could be even more amplified than what you're thinking now. So be very, very, this is a message about being very careful about the thoughts that you're thinking. This really resonates with me, actually, because I very rarely get sick, and I have been dealing with, over the last few days, a very, very stressful situation, okay, in my life. Not something that was particularly brought about by me, but it's something I have to deal with. And since this situation like came to a head, I have literally had a headache like permanently for about 4 days. It's been horrible. It kind of like eases off a little bit, but it's always there and it's always coming back. And I found myself saying, God, I can't shift this headache. Why can't I shift this headache? And then I've actually been creating a perpetual headache for myself from this way of thinking. So this is about really making sure that you tell yourself the story you want to have in your life in the present tense. And again, that brings us back to the present. So it's about, this is a week of really thinking and taking stock. And I would definitely say do that a lot in July as well, because Mercury's going retrograde in August, and you don't want to be doing anything in August. So if you're somebody that needs to think, take stock, get clear, you've got to do this in July coming up. And then the second card is my career is one of creating a joyful life experience. Again, if you're in a job that you are not enjoying, if you're doing work that doesn't feel good to you, the message is you need to get out of that now, because it is not going to bring you that joyful life experience. You have to be doing things you love every day. And what are we doing most of the day? Generally, most of the day, we are working. Now, whether that be time on task, sat in an office, or thinking about it, if you're an entrepreneur like me, I think about my work a lot. So even when I'm not at my desk, if I'm going for a walk or if I'm in the supermarket, sometimes I'll be sitting there thinking about my work, or, oh, I got to do this, or, oh, that would be good to do, so I never really truly switch off. So if you're in that kind of mode, where you are having a job that you don't like, most of your thoughts will be consumed with things that you don't like and you don't want. So now is the time to change it. If your dominant intent is to feel joy while you're doing work, the triad of intentions, freedom, growth, and joy will come quickly and easily into alignment. See your career as one of creating a joyful experience. You are not a creator of things or a regurgitator of what someone else has created, or a gatherer of stuff. You are a creator, and the subject of your creation is your joyful life experience. This is your mission. That is your quest. This is why you are here. If you listen to anyone who's ever had a near-death experience, or anybody who has ever kind of suggested that they have crossed over temporarily to the other side, everyone and every story is always different, but the message is always the same. You are here to learn how to create and experience your own joy. You are not a victim of the world. You are not a victim of circumstances. You have the ability to change. Again, coming back to card number 1, you have the ability to change. You have the ability to do something different. If only you realized it. If only you knew it. So my message to you for this is, if you're sitting there doing a job that you don't like, in a career that you don't like, and you're saying, there's no way out, I need this salary, I need this income, I've got bills to pay, I've got kids to feed, I've got all this stuff to do, I can't see a way out for me. There is a way out if you can decide that you are going to take that way out, but you've got to do it moving into, okay, well, if I am going to do this and I am going to get out of this situation, I'm going to step into something I'm going to really enjoy and love to do. And again, love and shine are our number 2 cards. And again, we've got 2, 2, and 2. Lot going on this week, guys, but I feel like July is going to have a lot going on, because I feel, like I said, with Mercury going retrograde in August, you know, that's horrible generally. So I mean, it's a very, like, for me personally, it tends to be a very, you don't feel like anything is going smoothly or productively as it normally does. So I would definitely say in July, work super hard, get super clear, get your mind clear on the things it is that you want to do, and get that done and dusted. So when you ease into August, you're easing into a place of knowing where you're going. And, you know, like, you don't want more confusion in August than there already will be. So, yeah, that's it. Those are the messages for today. I hope they resonated with you. We will be doing our daily accountability now. Daily accountability is non-negotiable. Focus on your goals, focus on your gratitude, and focus on the most important task that you need to do today in order to achieve those goals. And I shall see you back here on Sunday for another morning mindset. Take care. Before we begin, don't forget you can join me live online inside Virtual Co-working Space at www.virtualmissfriday.com/VCS. If you enjoy this session, give it a like. I'd love to hear from you, so write me a comment. And so you don't miss any updates, don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin. So now we're going to look for the positive with our gratitude. First, we'll spend 1 minute thinking of the day before, thinking of all the things that happened, reflecting on work, interactions, relationships, memorable moments, and more. Now you'll write one thing down minimum that you're grateful for. You can, of course, write down more. Something good, something that went right, a small moment or a big win. The more you search for things to be grateful for, the more you will experience things to be grateful for. Now we're going to read out your goal. Make sure your goal is written down in a journal or somewhere you can easily access it. Read your goal now, ideally out loud, and commit to this goal. Believe it will happen. And by reading this daily, the universe knows clearly what your goal is, and the things begin to shift in the direction of your goal. Follow your instincts when this happens by taking action. Now you need to see your goal in visualization. Spend this minute thinking about the goal in your mind. See yourself taking steps towards the goal, or even better still, see yourself having already achieved the goal. Close your eyes and go there. Step into the feeling, step into the place, step into the accomplishment.
And finally, it's time for your most important task. Set this task for today and make it relating to your goal. This could be something small like sending an email, recording a video, or making a phone call, or it could be bigger. Either way, one task a day is one step forward, and those steps will add up. Do what you can from where you are now. Set the intention, and the action will carry you towards your goal. Well done you for completing your daily co-create session. Have a fantastic day ahead, and I'll see you next time.